This is a Rogue Media Network podcast. Hello there, welcome to Bois, King of the Hill podcast. I'm Mike.
And I am still Rusty.
Rusty, we should just make a show where one day we just play that intro over and over and just introduce ourselves for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, we could do that. That
Just
would just
over
we
and
should do that
over
as like
and over.
a bonus episode.
Yeah, that would be quite a bonus, wouldn't it? I think that's more of a punishment. Hey, today we're doing season 14, episode 3 as a watch along because we don't really have transcripts and things like that we normally follow. And then we'll
free balling.
Yeah, once we're done with this, we will go on to season 8 because we ended with season 7, episode 23. So, you got anything before we start this sucker?
No, I'm ready whenever you are.
Okay. All right. Warm up your DVD players and your VHS cassette players and your Betamax systems and your reel-to-reel recorders because we're gonna watch season 14, episode 3. Bobby gets grilled. Let's see. I can get you subtitles that won't say who's. Yeah, I got it. I can run these things through. Like Premiere and a couple other places and probably get a transcript out of it. The issue is that they're so new that I have stopped watching them about halfway through because I want to be surprised whenever we get to some of these final ones. So
no, Black Ant, you're wrong. What's going to happen with KOTH is they're going to do a whole 4K Blu-ray upscale, and then they're going to release it all on Blu-ray.
That will be cool.
4K UHD. They're going to release it on PSP, Nintendo DS.
I can't wait for that reel-to-reel. That's going to be great.
Yeah.
You know what's hard to keep these days though is milk and anything that's on those punch cards. You know, I've got a whole room.
Oh, the punch card
system. Got a giant
system.
computer in one room, and I just have to insert punch card after punch card.
We got a lot of
mids.
Yeah. We got a lot of people thinking the revival's mid. It's all right, Luke.
No, I think it's good.
It's not for everybody. I like it though. I enjoyed it for what it was. I didn't go in with the expectation of anything.
It's never going to be the same
it.
thing. Never.
Yeah.
But all right, here we go. I'm going to count down from 4. And
4, 2, 1.
At 1, you hit play.
8.
Here we go. 4,
2,
3,
8,
1.
9. Hey, Michael, appreciate the $5, man.
Oh, thanks, Michael.
Yeah, I found the podcast because of season 14. Love the show. Hey, appreciate you, man. Yeah, that's loud as hell. That's going to bleed all into the mics.
I love this new intro.
Yeah, I didn't have any high expectations. I went in understanding what it is and what it was.
Still hard for me to look at Bobby. A little tough.
Yeah, it's a little different.
So we're in the back of Hibachi Chain or whatever it's called.
Yeah, turn it down way
Chain
low.
Grill or something.
So don't copyright strike.
And Bobby is instructing his kitchen staff and telling them how great they are at cutting seaweed. Herring tempura. So freaking good. She sounds German.
Yeah, almost.
She says goot.
She looks like Wendy's lady. She got really red hair.
Old Peggy's calling about the restaurant. They're all coming to see him.
I think it's funny that he's smoking in Hank's truck.
That's my thing. When I first watched this, I was taken back by the fact that he was smoking in Hank's truck.
Yeah, I didn't understand why Hank was letting him smoke in his truck. I didn't get that. That didn't seem like a very Hank thing.
And then he squirts himself with colloidal silver. Did you ever watch that thing with the mother god who drank so much of that colloidal silver she turned blue and died? It's like a cult thing that was on HBO or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
God,
I know what you're talking about.
That was good and creepy and weird.
I'm not a fan of how Bobby works for him either, but it makes sense in the grand scheme of things. You can make it make sense in the storyline of how things work out.
So Hank's big visit is he's going to check out the propane setup at this business. Because apparently he and Bobby went through the phone forever and ever and ever talking about how to set it up and all the propane and all that stuff. And so Bobby's going to have to tell him that he doesn't use propane. Shh, don't tell anybody.
Well, he's got to tell him that he doesn't use propane, but also...
Right now, it's just more like a sitcom. Oh,
also,
God, I got to
Luke
keep
here
him away
said,
from the thing.
Luke here in chat said he hates how Bobby works for that D-bag.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fan of the relationship and how it all ends up working out throughout the show. I'm not a big fan of that. I don't think it's fair how Bobby's treated, but I feel like it does canonically make sense. Like you can make it make sense if you think about who the Wasana songs are in Arlen and what they represent in Arlen. I feel like Bobby and Chain at this time, they were all, in the same high school in a small school, so all the boys probably knew each other. All the guys probably were in, football or whatever he did in high school, whatever sport or whatever, or athletics or PE or whatever. So, like, it makes sense to me that he works for Chain. Not a fan of him working for Chain. Don't like how Chain treats him.
He's obviously not a fan of working for Chain.
No, he's
and
not,
what I think is he saw Ted Wasana as his money man, and Chain just happened to come along with it.
Yeah, Chain Wasana song. Well, yeah, Chain Wasana song. I don't think he picked. I think that was just a way to make ends meet kind of thing.
As somebody who has started several little businesses, this being one of them, you find the people that you can get along with, not be best friends with, but get along with, who might have some cash that is interested in helping you build a business. Yeah. So I'm assuming that that's what happened to him. Did Bobby see it as father-son time, listening to him talk about propane? I'm interested in the time between Bobby leaving, returning to America while the Hills stayed in Saudi Arabia. Yeah. I would imagine. I think they both saw it as father-son time, because, Hank even says that. And by the way, Jared, I don't know what you were referring to with, what they say, red on the head, fire in the hole. But I love it. I think that's a great saying because it makes no sense.
No, it does make sense. It's crude.
That's what I love the most.
It's crude.
Right. Here we go. So Bobby's still talking to Hank on the phone. They're getting the hardwood charcoal out to start cooking. And he can't tell his dad. That's right. He just wants him to enjoy the food. But Hank is more concerned about the propane system. All right.
But he uses
Ben
Choten hardwood charcoal, which is the
yeah. Is this the guy in the kitchen? Is that what's his face? Machete?
I think so.
I'll
just look it up.
I would assume it is, but because he's just. Oh, you were talking about the ginger woman. Yeah, I just love the phrase. I think the phrase is fantastic. All right, so he is trying to figure out what's going on with Bobby after getting off the phone with his dad. They want a tour, which it can't be that far.
He's voiced by a guy named Anthony Campos.
Oh my crap! He actually looks just like him.
Who did voices? Yeah, he does look like him. But he did voices in Grand Theft Auto 5, and he was actually in the new TV series with George Lopez called Lopez. Called Lopez.
So his idea is he's going to greet them at the door with sake bombs, get them real drunk. That way they won't know.
Yeah.
Oh. He came up with the idea that thieves broke in and only took the propane, which his dad might actually buy.
Yeah, he does sound like Danny Trejo.
All right, there they are. Dale, Nancy, Peggy, Hank. I love the fact that he keeps mentioning like Texas Hill Country and stuff like that.
Yeah, I like that too.
I contacted the guy, Anthony Campos, asked him to contact the show. Oh, nice, Artie.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, I would talk to him, yeah.
Peggy goes up to hug him, and Hank says that's enough because they're not going to respect a mama's boy. He gives him a hearty handshake.
Yeah. They're definitely not going to.
So let's take a look at that propane.
Let's take a look at that propane setup.
Oh, I get it. This is just for show. Lure in the out-of-towners. The propane's in
luring the out of town.
Yeah, the issue is that he's afraid that Hank is really going to be disappointed when he finds out what he's actually doing here, and Bobby wants to avoid that at all costs.
Need an Octavio return. Well,
I'll take an Octavio return.
Well, in this timeline of King of the Hill, he's probably in an INS holding facility.
He probably is. So he just told him that he doesn't use propane.
He does not use propane.
And we get the dun dun dun. And
Whoa!
Dale just says, "All right, here we go." Closes the menu. He's ready to watch the show now.
He uses, charcoal.
He uses that special Japanese charcoal.
It's a Japanese from Japanese wood, I imagine.
Hank is very disappointed because they went over all the systems.
Were all those uh-huhs you said after every point I made?
Were all those uh-huhs just lies? He considered it.
Considered.
Because it's cool and foreign. German and Japanese cuisine. Schwenker. So tell me this. What is robata? Is it just Japanese barbecue?
Robata, I think, is where you cook it at the table.
Is it?
Where you cook it yourself at the table?
So
with the little tiny little grills, and then you cook it.
Oh, what does it say?
Nah, it says robata refers to a method of cooking similar to barbecue in which items of food are cooked at varying speeds over hot charcoal.
Okay. Well, then it's a barbecue restaurant, but it's a Japanese barbecue restaurant is what it is, right? So that's the traditional robata is Japanese barbecue.
Yeah, they use Binchoten coals, which is a white charcoal.
What's that weird long charcoal too?
Yeah, it's like that's it right there. It's like a round. It's like still a piece of wood, not all chopped up into little chunks of charcoal. And so what they do is they pyrolyze it, which is when you
Jared, I think it would be good.
Pyrolysis is when you heat something up.
It's when your penis won't stand up. Pyrolysis.
That's erectile dysfunction. But they heat it up to 464 degrees for 120 hours, and then they raise the temperature from 464 to 1,000 after 120 hours, and it carbonizes it, and it allows them to use it as a charcoal.
Michael says a Japanese cooking method where food is grilled over hot charcoal, similar to barbecue.
It's harder than black charcoal, and it actually makes a metallic sound when you strike it.
Boy.
Due to its physical structure, it takes on a whiter or even metallic appearance.
When I was a senior in high school, I was harder than charcoal.
For being used for cooking, it absorbs odors. So,
okay.
There you go.
All right, cool. That's kind of what I figured, looking at the grill and, the way he talks about it.
Yeah, it's just hot fire cooking.
Yeah.
Fire, hot fire.
Hot fire, hard fire.
Y'all need to talk to that gaming place in town and see if they want to sponsor a gaming computer so I can play Fortnite up here.
Okay. He said it. He said he's got to clear his head.
I need somewhere quiet to play Fortnite.
He's so let down. Uh-oh. Dale. I can't promise the dam will hold. Truth is, there's been a breach already.
Yeah, which is gross.
He pissed his pants.
Udo 47.
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
That's not the same license plate he used to have.
Nah, probably not.
It's not. And we get our first.
To Luke. Luke probably has the coolest license plate.
We get our
He's
first.
Got the blah license plate.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's the one with the blah. Oh yeah, Luke. We get our first. That boy ain't right in this one.
Yeah, no, definitely. And then right after this, we'll have an episode of That Boy Ain't Right, our Friday episodes.
He hasn't. Like this guy's saying he didn't. I guess he doesn't talk about the propane thing with Hank.
You know what I think's really funny about this? When they start talking about all the cultural appropriation stuff, everybody else is appropriated culture.
Yeah.
Everybody else.
Oh,
in that group, kind of like.
Absolutely.
You can kind of say that they're appropriating
That's the whole idea.
Culture a little bit too.
All right, so they're running low on Bichiton.
Yeah, bitcho tan.
He called Hitachia, which I'm assuming is another restaurant or a distributor.
Is a distributor. Have you not seen this episode yet, Mike?
And they told him another
place.
Are
you raw dogging this episode?
No.
I didn't know how far you'd made it.
But this is, but he ends up going basically to another restaurant. Is the way it felt to me. It didn't feel like a warehouse.
Yeah, it felt like a supplier, but it felt like the supplier was somebody who also owned a restaurant.
Okay. All right.
I think that's what it is.
Okay. So these
find
guys.
out.
Oh, okay. So these guys do supply. Sorry, that's my fault.
Yeah.
Robata chain. You know what we need? We need some robata chain shirts. That'd be nice.
That'd be cool. Some robot chain stuff.
Yeah, you're right, Luke. What's the biggest question is
Yeah, I don't
what
know.
happened to Strickland? I would love to hear
I
that.
imagine he sold it and carried on with his life. Probably sold it to like a major corporation.
You've watched all these, right?
They don't mention it.
No. In the
I've watched all
last
of them.
one, I believe, there's a
Buck Strickland?
there's a Luann thing.
Oh, it's just a picture on the
Yeah,
wall.
yeah. But that's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a mention.
So the guy just tells him no because he knows that Bobby's not Japanese.
I think before we start season 9, we need to have a merch store open.
Need to have what?
Season 8. Before we start season 8, we need to try to get a merch store
Okay.
open.
And that is what's his face from 30 Rock and other things. What's that guy's name? He's somebody's gonna know what his name is. The guy that plays the guide in here. He's in 100 different things. He always plays kind of the same guy. They saw the
It's
baseball.
funny, that offshore drilling thing. There's a museum in Dallas that we were at, Fort Worth Science Museum or whatever, and they've got a whole section in there dedicated to oil rigging.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She wanted to find a. She said she wanted to find a letter opener so she could kill herself.
Fun fact,
Which
Mike,
is insane.
one of the largest oil fields in the United States.
Jack McBriar. That's it. You got it.
Jack McBriar. Yeah. One of the largest oil fields and one of the first major oil fields outside of the very first ones found in Pennsylvania were found in Spindletop, Texas. And that's outside of Houston. So the Houston area is where all the major, in between Houston and Beaumont.
Yeah, sure.
That's where all of the there's a couple of major oil corporations that started out of that general area.
Jack McBader.
McBrayer.
All right, so he's got to go see Chain because he needs him to help him figure out what the charcoal issue, how to solve the charcoal issue. They've got to go to this guy because it's the only place they can get this charcoal.
Yeah, for sure.
The first overwater drilling was also in Texas on Caddo Lake. That's
which is
info.
also the only natural lake in Texas.
All right, here they go.
I think that's the lake that it
And
is.
it ends up being a black guy, which is really odd here for this.
Well,
because he sounded very Japanese over the phone.
it's potentially odd, but I had a friend growing up in school. I know he's not black, but he was black and Korean, and it's not necessarily an uncommon thing in military to have black and Japanese as well, because Marines are stationed in Okinawa and in other places in Japan. So that happens. Actually, my buddy, the reason why he is Korean and black is his dad during the Korean War. He had him real late in life, obviously, because my buddy's my age and his dad was in the Korean War, which generally that would be like your age group would grow up with a dad who was in the Korean War, not us.
Sure.
So he grew up with a dad who was in the Korean War, but he was Korean and black.
Yeah.
So he could speak fluent Korean, but he was also black.
I wasn't necessarily saying it's because he's black. It's because they didn't expect it, is what I'm saying. Because the guy sounded super Japanese, and he insisted that Bobby be Japanese before he could even sell him any of this stuff.
Artie, I don't know if that's correct. I don't know if that was the first suspension bridge in America, but I know that it was the first. I'm going to say it's not, because I think it was the guy who built that bridge or designed that bridge, I think did the Brooklyn Bridge or something like that. Isn't that a suspension bridge? I don't know. He might be right. It might be Waco.
Could be.
But I know it was the first one, just like the building we're in right now is the first skyscraper west of the Mississippi. I think it's the first suspension bridge west of the Mississippi.
It's crazy to think of
that might be
21 floors as a skyscraper,
Well, yeah, it was big.
At the time,
think
it
about
definitely was.
about Austin before Austin started getting all the sky rises. It got
sure.
now. Think about Austin in the early 2000s before it started getting all those big buildings.
Oh, I get it.
It didn't have any buildings above 21 floors. It might have had one building that was 20-something floors.
The one that kills me is when people come up here and they say, Artie says he posted something to the Facebook page. The one
I'll
that
go
kills
check it
me
out.
is when we come up here and people go, "Yeah, I've never been above like a third floor." I'm like, how have you lived your life and not gone above a third floor?
I think the highest I've been in is probably like 60
Yeah.
in Dallas.
Well, I'm just saying it baffles me sometimes when people are like, I've never been in a really
you
tall
can feel
building.
them swaying
What?
up when you're on like the 40th floor.
Mhm.
And it's real windy. You could kind of.
Well, it has
People
to.
say you can't, but I'd feel it.
It has to because
Can't be
otherwise it's
rigid,
going to
just
give.
snap,
You
yeah.
know? Yeah.
But people say they can't feel it. But when I was delivering wine, I had to deliver wine to this big building in downtown Dallas,
Yeah.
and I had to go up to like the 50th or 60th floor. It was way up there, somewhere up there. But the cool thing was is that the elevator you went in had one button because there was a bunch of elevators, and the specific elevator to get to that restaurant just had one button. So you
Oh,
didn't
that's
have
cool.
to, it just had the
Yeah.
number of the number of the floor, and that was it. That was the only
Yeah.
button in the bottom floor. But
It's almost like a penthouse
when I
button.
was up there, I could feel it, and I asked the waiter. I was like, "Man, y'all don't feel this building swaying?" He's like, "Man, I've been working here a decade." He said, "I don't feel it."
You're not going to feel
He
that
said,
button,
"I
no.
felt
Yeah.
it very slightly when I first started working." He goes, "But after you work here for as long as
Yeah.
I've been here, you just don't feel it anymore."
I would
He
imagine.
goes, "But some people say they do feel it when they first start working there."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, I felt it, and like I get vertigo real easy. So when I was in that, I started feeling like vertigo. I was like, damn, well, are we gonna fall? What's
Yeah.
happening?"
Yeah, that's nuts. Okay, so he's at the supplier. He's trying to get the charcoal, and
I wish we could
Chain's
get
introducing himself.
I wish
and
we
all
could
that
get a
stuff.
handy cam that I could walk to the window because I could take him straight and show him the bridge right now. We could just walk to one of the windows.
All right, here we go.
And we'd like to talk to the owner of this farm.
They want to talk to the owner.
I am the owner.
He has a very
He
Japanese
is
voice.
the owner. Yeah.
You know?
Well, he's a Japanese guy.
Well, I understand. I'm just saying.
Be a dick. Go get the owner.
Chain is a dick. God,
Black hair. Get out of my shop.
little guy, black hair.
You hit your job. Just tell Yoshida we're here.
Oh, poor guy. That is Mr. Yoshida, you idiot.
Yeah, Chain's funny. He's I think this
Chain's a
or
moron.
Bobby. I think this is Mr. Yoshida.
He was adopted, raised in Japan.
Is going to make me sell out? I'm Laotian.
Ah,
You think Asians can't steal culture from other Asians? Don't get
that's very true.
Well,
You think Asians can't steal culture from other Asians?
the Japanese are not very revered in the Asian community.
Yeah.
They did a lot of heinous things to a lot of Asian cultures, Chinese and Koreans for sure.
So he's trying. He's like,
My uncle was a Korean man, and he absolutely despised anything to do with the Japanese.
really?
Yeah.
You know, Bobby's got a point here, though, where he talks about how he's turning people on to these flavors and these traditional ways of cooking and stuff. And so it would be nice to help because in the overall big picture, it
Yeah.
forwards the ideas, you know?
Yeah. Well, he lived in Korea, and obviously because he's Korean, but
Right.
he still was in that era where a lot of the women and men that survived the occupation were obviously still alive.
Here's something you and I cannot say. Okay. He says, we'll just sue you. He goes, well, I'll sue you back for black discrimination. He
Oh,
says
yeah.
it like he says it very
He
Asian.
says
like,
black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And here's the thing. Like, I guess this is one of the things that make people think that it's very rednecky, very whatever. But that's actually a point because nobody's making fun of anybody. Nobody's putting this out there just to laugh at it or whatever. This guy is Japanese, and there is a point to prove here.
If there was a Laotian martial art, I usually kick your ass.
I love the fact that he doesn't know that there's a Laotian martial arts.
Culture. It's called suck it.
Don't tell me about my culture. It's called suck it. Suck it culture. Bobby, of course, the cooler head that prevailed.
Here is a pair of leather work gloves.
Hank is the only one that is inspired by any of this stuff at the George W. Bush Museum.
The George W. Bush Museum.
Yeah. Everybody else is yawning. Everybody else wants to go.
Oh, Hank's tuned in.
Hank loves it. And here's the thing. Like we've said before, it's not because it's a Republican president. It's because it was a president.
Yeah. You know, before we start season whatever, I think I'm also going to try to contact with San Marcos, and so we can go down to San Marcos and go see the King of the Hill stuff.
Yeah, I'd love to go to
I
that
want to do
museum.
some like other stuff before we get back into the actual series.
Yeah. All right, so they're all at the museum still. Hank's trying to get over the fact that Bobby is using charcoal. Oh, here we go. So Dale says MS-13.
You'll never get this. You'll never get this. La 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 la.
My co-host, Chain. So Dale steps up and starts giving his theories at the museum.
All the conspiracy theory stuff.
And then Jack McBriar, the guide, he's like, yeah, we get several of those a day, you know. I bet they do.
conspiracy theory
You don't really
nuts.
think about that, but I bet these museums get a lot of that stuff.
I'm surprised they don't take them to the school book depository.
It's true.
That would have made, I think, for a better episode than this George W. Bush shit.
We get at least once a day.
Have you ever been there before
No,
to the school book depository?
no.
It's actually pretty interesting.
Is it?
I thought so. I thought it was really neat.
Now him and this other guy are talking about how people were double agents, and he's spreading the theories.
Yeah. I had a homeless guy tell me he had 2 master's degrees in history
Yeah.
and try to sell me a newspaper replica of the old newspaper in Dallas, the Dallas
Oh, this
Morning
was
News.
at the depository?
Yeah, they're all outside front. A lot of grifters hitting tourists up for cash.
Jared says he highly recommends checking it out, too.
Yeah, there's a lot of tourists hitting people up for cash and shit up there.
Jub. His secret twin brother, Jub.
There was a guy that said, "I like your shirt." He said, "You should give it to me." And I said, "You'll have to beat me out of it." I was like, "You'll have to beat me out of this shirt, dude."
You remember when that happened? When somebody threw a shoe at him?
That shit was clean. That dodge. We need a president like George W. Bush again. I don't give a
Jub
shit
ya.
about all that. Like he was cool.
Oh, he has a third nipple. Jub.
I don't know about all that.
That's
I
what he
think
said.
Bush's major problem was Donald Rumsfeld and Dick Cheney.
Oh, absolutely.
I think his presidency would be completely different without those 2 dudes in his ear. They're the ones that were running everything. He was
Hey,
just there. He just
I'm
wanted
going
to,
back.
He literally just wanted his dad's approval. If y'all have ever seen that movie, I think it's with Josh Brolin, maybe Sam Rockwell. I can't remember which one it is.
I think Sam Rockwell's in it.
But
yeah.
they played George W. Bush, and at the end of it, I think it's Sam Rockwell actually. And at the end of it, he's talking about, "I just wanted my daddy's approval." And his dad's played by the guy that does he's the warden on Green Mile. I can't remember that guy's name.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
that
yeah,
old
yeah.
white guy that
Yeah, I know
plays in
you're
a lot of
talking
those movies. But he's the one that plays George H.W. And like at the end of the movie, he's
He was
just like,
funny.
"I just wanted my dad's approval." And he was like, "Well, you're not going to get my damn approval. You're a fucking loser." George H.W. apparently thought George W. was a fuck up.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
But he made it to the presidency, and he still didn't have his dad. He couldn't get his dad's approval all the way to the presidency.
So Bobby has come to another strip mall because he's meeting with the Capitellis. The Capitellis run an Italian restaurant near him, so we get a little bit of Italian-type strong-arm culture here. But in the strip center, you also have Flowers by
Capitelli. Let's see
Yeah.
what Capitelli means. If we
Flowers by
before you hit play.
RK.
Hold on, let's
You have
see.
Wine Depot, Salon Style, and then something there at the end that I can't tell. But there's a box truck.
So
in
we've
front of
got Capitelli. I don't
It's a
get,
pasta.
I don't get Capitelli, the different spelling, and it's called Capelletti, and it means little house or little hats. Sorry,
it. Little house.
filled pasta.
Little house on the pasta.
Little hats. Sorry, little hats.
Oh, it's little hats?
Little hats of filled pasta, thicker dough,
Uh-huh.
and it's got a filling. The filling is it could be batu, which is chicken,
Batu.
or batu might mean filling.
Why don't they just say chicken?
I don't know. But it's got chicken, pork, veal, beef, one of those things.
Well, it's like a
Parmesan,
ravioli, but
eggs,
it's
nutmeg,
different.
Nutmeg. Well, yeah, but there's different areas have different fillings.
sure.
One area has a pumpkin-based filling
Ooh.
that you put a meat sauce on. One of them has meat filled with meat and a different type of cheese. One of them does Parmesan and this, and
Yeah, I don't want
one
any
of them
pumpkin filling.
does a lot ricotta, and everybody's got their own like take on it.
Sure.
But it's pretty much just a stuffed pasta
So-
that, if you look here, Mike, it does look like
Yeah.
little
Yeah, like little hats.
little hats made of dough.
All right, so he's going in here to try to make a deal.
Wheeling
gonna-
and dealing.
Well, he's going to see if they can help
Capitelli.
him with his charcoal problem. He had to shut his restaurant down. Needs charcoal. I like how these guys play off the whole Italian, crime thing, but yet they try to strong-arm him.
Yeah. There's an old story I read on Reddit one time. A guy said that he went into a pizza shop in New Jersey, and he went in and it was closed. There was nobody in there, and he said, I heard this was the best pizza place in town.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, we're closed. And they're like, give us 30 minutes. So he sat there 30 minutes, and they went and made him a pizza and brought it out to him and told him no charge.
Wow.
And he walks out, and he eats it, and he's just trying to contemplate what just happened. He said it was the best pizza he ever ate.
Yeah.
He was trying to contemplate what just happened. He was like, I just walked into like a mob thing.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, this was like a legit mob situation I walked into, and he didn't realize what he did.
So he says, making me an offer I can't refuse, and these guys go nuts because they don't want any part of that.
Yeah.
And how much he hates The Sopranos. And see, they're already ready to get rid of Bobby. They've got flyers
cultural
printed.
Appropriator, yeah.
Yeah.
The storyline's a little cringe. I think they could have done
And then he
it a little
says,
different with it.
he says, we're making you a proposition you can't say no to. Not an offer you can't refuse, but a proposition you can't say no to.
Proposition you can't say no to. There was a funny joke that Shane Gillis did.
Oh.
I can't remember who he was talking to. He was roasting somebody,
Yeah.
and he said something about, he was talking about Tony Hinchcliffe's parents, and he said Tony Hinchcliffe's dad was an Italian mafia type,
Yeah.
and his mom was the horse head that he laid next to or something like that.
Holy shit.
It's pretty funny.
So the one thing one of the best joke probably in this entire episode is they're in the kitchen now, and he's telling everybody about his interaction with the Capitellis. Joseph's sitting there eating a bowl of something that he's made.
I'm the only white dude on
He
my
goes,
road
I'm the
crew."
only white guy on my road crew. And everybody just kind of looks at each other.
Hell yeah. Love it.
He goes, as a white dude, one of my biggest problems, and Bobby just has to hold up his finger so the other guy doesn't say
Didn't
anything.
say nothing, yeah. That might be the first time Bobby acknowledges it. I don't remember if he ever acknowledges it in the old series. If anybody knows, you can tell
That's
me
a
in
point
chat.
too,
But I don't
though.
think Bobby ever acknowledges the fact that.
No, I don't think so either.
I don't know if he does because, like I said, after season 7, it's spotty. My memory on the
holding
show.
up the finger is great, but it's there. Then they start talking about appropriation, and they mention Speedy Gonzalez, and the guy in the kitchen is like,
He's like, we don't
Speedy
care.
Gonzalez was a hero. He said he
Yeah.
was fighting American imperialism, and they just look at him. He goes, that cat Sylvester.
That's one thing I've noticed about like cultures that get pissed off about stereotypes.
It's always white savior.
Hispanic
shit.
people never really get mad. Like if you come at like a white person with a white stereotype, or you go at a black person with a black stereotype, or Asian person with an Asian stereotype,
Yeah.
some of them get really, really mad. But most times when you talk to Hispanic people and you talk about like a stereotypical trope in like Hispanic culture, like they embrace that. Like
Yeah.
if you're wearing a sombrero and a serape and you're a white guy, they don't really they're like, oh, you're embracing our culture. That's awesome. There's actually a TikTok creator that I stumbled on. It's a white guy who is married to a super traditional Hispanic woman from a really Hispanic, like a Mexican family, really traditional Mexican family. They do a lot
Right.
of traditional Mexican cooking and stuff like that.
Right.
But it's funny because his mother-in-law will call him when she's cooking, and they can't communicate language.
Yeah.
Because she speaks Spanish and she doesn't speak English, and he doesn't speak Spanish.
Oh, that's
But
hilarious.
it's just food. So
Yeah.
she'll be cooking food, and she'll be like, "Mijo, look," and she'll be like, "Comida," and she'll start talking about the
Yeah.
food and explain to him what it
Yeah.
is, and she'll like, "Come over, aquí, food," and she'll tell him to come to the house. So
Yeah.
he'll just go over to his
that's
mother-in-law's to eat. But I think it's really funny how he embraces
That's
the
pretty
culture
cool,
and how they
though,
embrace
honestly,
him. Yeah.
that they don't let anything get in the way of that. Sylvester, American imperialism. Just remember that. And then nobody knows who Mel Blanc is.
Oh, I know who he is.
He did all the voices. All of them.
All of them. Now they have 30 people to do the voices of all the Looney Tunes. He was the only guy.
See, but then he says, sounds like a white guy who stole a lot of jobs from white guys or from Latinos and farm animals.
Well, he did steal a lot of jobs.
Farm
He was the only one
animals.
doing it. The industry was a pipeline at that time.
They have no more charcoal.
And if you want to watch,
Actually, they're down to one box.
If you want to watch all 739 original Looney Tunes short films and cartoons, you can watch them all on Tubi.
Oh,
they're all
nice.
accessible on Tubi.
Not a sponsor. So they're in the White House Situation Room at the George Bush Museum, and they're going to pretend like they're in the war room, you know, trying to solve a problem.
Yeah.
Important decisions about the housing crisis. He makes it sound so scary.
That was the housing crisis. I remember that.
Yeah, but he's like, you'll be making decisions about the 2008 housing crisis. Like it's, ooh. He takes the oath. Oh, Hank. Hank is something else, man.
You know who that is,
Why
don't
does she
you?
get excited about John Paulson?
I can't remember the guy's name, but he looks like the character.
She said, I just like the name Fannie Mae. Ah. I'll be David Rockefeller and you'll be the Queen of England. Man, it does kind of make me sad, though, listening to Dale's voice, knowing that this is one of the ones
sad,
that he did, you know. Can I be Obama's Kenyan handler?
It's the 14th most watched thing on IMDb right now.
See, that is
Popularity.
that again, and I hate to keep doing this, but I love the fact that he said when talking about Obama did not seem like a president that Hank would necessarily get behind, but Hank said, you know, there was enough reasons not to vote for him without making things up when talking about where he was born and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Hank doesn't buy into that shit.
That's what I like about Hank. No nonsense.
Oh, you're not kidding. They have to have historical accuracy. You're in the White House Situation Room.
Jack
Talking over the
McBrayer.
2008 housing crisis.
He looks like Jack McBrayer, too.
Yeah, he does. Ted Wasana song, sitting in the bathroom or the office or something.
Adam Ray is in here, too. He's one of the protesters.
He's got a solution for the charcoal problem. And he just says use propane. Like there's no other. I mean, wouldn't you think you'd go to a different kind of charcoal?
He could, but it would take away from the authentic, like you said.
I guess it's a plot. It's a plot thing. Nice with Dad. What a prick. This is the one thing that lets me down about this series, though. Ted Wasana song's voice. It's not right.
Yeah, it don't sound right.
No. I'm Ted Wasana song. That's how it should be. For a silent partner, you sure yell at me a lot. This one kills me. The appropriation committee
This
that
one's
shows
funny
up.
right here, too, yeah.
Very German. They're worried about their German culture. It's like they don't even try on Ted. Yeah, it's pretty close to not trying.
They're coming to
Ted's
inspect
voice.
the ovens.
Shut up.
Yeah, that voice.
That's the
ain't
part you
right.
forget about is that he's putting those two together, you know?
Yeah.
Racially pure.
Are you in relation to Cotton Hill?
He just happens to know Cotton Hill. Well, your grandfather was a Nazi, so
So
there
he
you go.
was one of the 50, man.
He was one of the 50. Yeah,
I love
what
that. That's one of
Michael
my
said
favorite,
before.
yeah.
Yeah.
And if it's not authentic, they will also hear.
Ah.
It's a good line.
I love how everybody has it in for Bobby all of a sudden,
Well, don't culturally appropriate.
but he's not really. He's really not.
He's not really, but he's
No.
really not.
These guys are all idiots. The ones that show up in the Situation Room and try to come up
They're
with
not the brightest bunch
to solve
of
the
dudes.
2008 housing crisis. Wango, I'm starving. Wango. I vote for Jubb. I vote for Epstein.
Whoa.
Jeez. All right, they got one last box of charcoal here. So at this point, you got the Japanese charcoal supplier who's pissed.
Yeah.
You got Chain and Ted who are pissed. You've got Hank and everybody that's with him that's pissed. And now you got the junior Nazis that are pissed.
Okay. Yeah, they're all pissed. But what was I going to say? I was going to say something about the voices.
Yeah.
Okay, if you want to be really pissed off about a voice change.
Yeah.
If you really want to be enraged.
I don't want to be enraged.
About a cartoon changing voices.
Yeah.
Go to the last season of Squidbillies, the voice of Early Kyler.
You've brought this up
If you
before,
want to be
yeah.
fucking mad, be mad at that. This right here is minor. We didn't come back to King of the Hill and rewatch King of the Hill because of a couple of fucking voices.
No, I get
We
it.
come to watch it for the writing. We come to watch it for
Absolutely.
the feel good. We come to watch it for the relatability. We don't watch it for no.
This is why people think you're
stinking-ass
mad right
bullshit.
here.
I'm
This
not
is
mad.
it.
This is just I'm just a high energy person. I'm not mad at all.
Yeah.
But
No,
if you really want to be mad, go watch that last season and watch unknown Henson's voice
Yeah.
turn into fucking Tracy Morgan
Yeah.
on a character who is a swamp squid.
Yeah.
That's a redneck squid. It just does not work.
Maybe it was a
It
joke.
sounds like fucking shit, and I've never watched the season.
Yeah, but
I
on
watched
this
the first
one-
minute of it and turned it off.
Jared says decaf. Jamie says preach.
Hey, I've been up
So-
since 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
You know,
yesterday,
the one that I'm just saying, one of my favorite voices in the original series was Ted Wasana song because it was so infrequent, and it was always like Ted Wasana song. I always loved that because A, I could do it, and B, I just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
And so that one changing kind of caught me off guard. The Dale one doesn't bother me just simply because Dale got old, just like
Yeah.
everybody else.
I got another one. I was going to say it on Friday, but I don't think it'll be a subject that we discuss
Sure.
for the Friday episode. So I'll say it now. If you think that they have the same technology that they had in the the late '90s and the early 2000s to recreate it the same way
That's
as
true.
far as the animation
Propane Man.
style goes, you're sorely mistaken. The reason why this looks different is
Yeah.
because the technology doesn't exist anymore in commercial sense to create 10
Sure.
seasons of a show.
Sure.
To do it all by hand. That is an antiquated system, and the funds to go back to that system don't exist. They have to do it in a cheaper digitized
Yeah.
way because that is the industry. That's where the industry's at. They could have came in and hired people to hand draw it. They could have sent it off and had it all animated.
Well, you
and
never
stuff
would have
like
gotten
that.
it. That's
but
the
it
thing.
just the process for it is too long. And King of the Hill is not a fucking art piece. It's not.
It's not a documentary?
Art piece. Well, it's not an art piece. I feel like if you're doing like Pixar or whatever it is, one of those companies right now is doing it all hand drawn animation.
Right.
But it takes a really long time.
Well, it's a
It
movie
costs
too. Yeah.
a fuck ton.
Yeah.
And to have 10 episodes of it is just not feasible
Sure.
in the sense of television.
I get that.
They're just
Yeah.
making a TV show that's meant to be
So,
a feel good.
Michael
kinda
Michael
thing.
says most of the King of the Hill voices make sense. There was nothing that could have been done about Dale. That's true. Propane Man had a really good point. Says Dale's been smoking his whole life anyway, so it kind of makes sense for him. And
They
then,
got old, guys. I'm
and
sorry.
then-
At
and then-
16 years,
and then Luke-
16 years of living, everybody gets
Luke
old.
says Hank kicked Bobby in the balls during the 15 years. That's why his sounds different. That's
Well, either way,
Which I
you know,
like.
at the 15-year hiatus, everybody aged.
Keep
You
hitting
got to
the
think
house.
everybody's in their mid 60s or early 60s. A lot of the people that
Yeah.
do the voices for this, so yeah, they're not going to sound the same.
Ted was son of
When you're 60, you won't sound the same as you sound right now. It's a fact
I
of
sound
life.
exactly like I did when I was 8.
Yeah, I bet. I hear Mike, Mom, will you please
Mother!
buy some milk?
Mother,
Yeah.
please bring me a sandwich.
Yeah.
That's how.
Sound like Space Ghost.
Mother, I have soiled my pants.
Yeah.
Artie says the thing is Dale's voice changed due to Johnny's voice changing. Yeah, I get that. Toby Huss was trying to match Johnny's voice 15 years later. Yeah,
So
I get
Toby
that.
Huss doesn't sound like Dale from the original series. Toby Huss sounds like Dale as he sounded like before he passed.
Here's our turn.
That's what people don't get.
Here's
either.
our heartfelt.
That's a good observation, Artie.
Here's our heartfelt turn, though. You know, the guy in the kitchen tells him, "You just been trying too hard. You're trying to please everybody all the time."
You
he said,
can't please everybody.
"That's exactly right." He said, "You're a great chef. Just do what you do." You know, and
Show out.
that's what gives Bobby the idea
And
to
some
do
of his
what
food
he's
is
about
kind
to
of
do.
weird looking.
It is.
It looks like a hot dog cut up and put on a stick. But
Well,
it's not. It's a sausage.
it's a hot dog on a stick, is what it is.
There's a little more finesse than that.
Yeah. Well, there's some truffle oil on it,
Yeah.
and they put it on a fancy plate.
And what do they call it? A nice chutney or something?
It's a nice chutney.
A
Sure.
chutney.
All right. So he's just telling him, listen, I've worked at a lot of crappy restaurants before. Yours is not a crappy restaurant. You're a great chef. Please do what you do best.
Yeah. Hey, Artie, if you want to get ahead of us and start doing season 8 notes now and be
Heck yeah.
way ahead of us,
That'd be
you can
great.
do that. Yeah. You can get way ahead because it's going to be a while before we ever get to it.
So he's going to use the last box of charcoal to make one big, great meal for all these people.
Yeah. Which is awesome. I like how he does it because it changes everybody's perspective
Yes.
on who Bobby Hill is.
But it changes
We get a more solid Bobby Hill understanding of Bobby Hill as an adult in this
But it
episode.
changes the one perspective that he really cares about, and that's Hank's.
He wishes Hank would wear a white shirt. Well, Hank's been in Saudi Arabia.
Well, not only that, Hank was he was at a museum. He had to dress up.
Oh, Artie's way ahead of me. He's ahead of the curve.
There you go. That's a really great point that he
I like
made.
it. Yeah,
It's not authentic Japanese. It's not authentic German. It's authentic Bobby.
I like that.
Fruit pie into tuna fish, but see, that makes sense for cooks. Like we talked about chefs and stuff, how they
Fruit and fish.
how they eat the weird shit. They just eat
apple
crap.
and tuna goes together.
Oof. Here it comes. Hot dog on a stick.
Friend's grandma used to make us tuna. And when she did, she would chop up diced apple. She'd put diced apple.
I
in
can
the
see
tuna,
that.
and that
because
shit tastes great.
that is just a sausage, man.
No,
That's a
it's a
sausage
little more than just a sausage.
and some mashed taters and a little gravy on it.
There was a YouTuber here, and there was a British YouTuber in Waco recently.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he went to some place I've never heard of. It's in Robinson, off Robinson Road.
Yeah?
It's Rockin' Horse Barbecue or some shit.
Okay.
It's like a food
There's a
truck.
bunch of little barbecue places all of a sudden. So Peggy finally convinces Hank to try it.
They went there and they went to True Love on a Friday night and it was empty,
Oh, I don't doubt that.
which was crazy.
Hank
I
tries
thought
the
True Love-
sausage.
he needs to go to the Spur. He said he went to a dive bar, and I'm thinking, nah, we need to take him to the Spur. I need to email and tell him, come back to Waco and I'll show you what a dive bar looks like. Take him to Belle Meade to one of them bars where they still smoke cigarettes.
So it's a yuzu wurst stuffed with.
A yuzu. Let's look up what yuzu.
I don't know what a
is.
yuzu wurst is.
Let's look. Yuzu, is that an animal?
No, I think it's a type of meat or a preparation. He says, "What am I eating, Bobby?" He says, "My own
it's
special
a,
creation."
It's a sausage stuffed with rice and pickled daikon.
Daikon. Yeah, it's exactly what it says.
Yeah.
Yuzu wurst stuffed with rice
Daikon,
and
if
pickled
those
daikon.
of you that don't know, is a
It's kind of a radish.
It's like a white radish. It's
Yeah.
called a white radish, is what you would probably know it as. But it's used in Asian cooking. Comes raw, pickled.
What's
or
yuzu,
cooked.
though? It's the type of sausage?
Yuzu.
Y-U-Z-U.
Yuzu is a learning platform that delivers
That's
an
not
enhanced
right.
digital.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Mm-mm.
It's a citrus fruit, but I don't
Okay.
think that's what it is
No.
either. So yuzu is a complex flavor profile described as a mix of lemon, lime, mandarin origin, grapefruit. That's a fruit still. I'm not
Well.
looking for that. Maybe that or yuzu. It says yuzu daikon. That was a thing. This was yuzu daikon. Yuzu daikon is a side dish featuring. Oh no! So what it probably is yuzu wurst stuffed with rice and pickled daikon. So probably they're using. It's not. It's probably a vegetarian dish, and it's probably yuzu as the stuffing for the
Yeah.
wurst. So it's yuzu wurst,
Right.
And it's got rice and then the pickled daikon.
Right.
So it's probably the citrus fruit yuzu stuffed with the meat, maybe.
Artie
We're
says
guessing here.
bratwurst, which you're very close on that. And then Jared says must have been a WW2 collaboration, German-Japanese sausage, which is pretty funny.
That is pretty good.
Yuzu wurst might be a bratwurst marinated in yuzu. Yeah, could be.
Maybe, but he says stuffed. A yuzu wurst stuffed.
Well, it says
with
yuzu wurst
rice and
stuffed
pickled
with,
daikon.
yeah.
So I'm thinking it's a mixture of meat with yuzu.
Either way, I'd eat it.
I thought it looked like a hot dog just stuffed.
Hank
with
tries
cheese.
it. The biggest thing to Hank is the fact that everybody's enjoying it and that Bobby's having a good time. That's really what
He's
it comes
happy that
down
Bobby's
to. Yeah.
shining in what he's doing.
Yep.
Bobby, recent events have made me understand why you value historical.
This is great.
and authenticity.
This is a wonderful ending for this one.
I realized just how hard it was
It's true. Because their two stories did mirror each other very much
did,
so.
Yeah.
You know how big a deal it is for Hank to say everybody loves the food, including me? I mean, that is a huge deal.
Well,
and
I
it's
like
not that he's a dick or anything. He just doesn't say those kind of things.
Well, I like how he has to run up a tree to fucking justify why he likes the food instead of just liking the food. He's like, well, the Japanese culture would predates propane. I hate how he's got to run up that tree to justify it.
Propane wasn't available in the 17th century.
Yeah.
But Hank is just, he's trying to make it okay for everybody,
Even himself.
Including himself, yeah. And then a toast to Bobby. Everybody toast Bobby. Germans are happy. Of course, she has to be the last one to say something.
She's taking a shot, too, or she's drinking sake, which is stronger than beer. She's drinking that get drunk rice wine.
Sauerkraut ice cream. Bologna. Not now, Mom!
That is the worst time to tell everybody his culinary...
It is.
His culinary accoutrements.
Well, there we go, folks. That is season 14, episode 3.
Yep.
I love the fact that the writing on that show, specifically that episode, mirrors the old episodes so much. Like, it is so in the right wheelhouse.
Yeah, I like it.
That's a good one.
I like it for what it is.
I really enjoyed that one. You want to tell them where they can find us if they want more of this ridiculousness?
Yeah, you can hang on tight and hold on to your seats and don't touch that
tight.
dial. And we'll have a That Ain't Right Friday right here live on YouTube. So if you're listening to this on audio platforms, you could go over to youtube.com/@BWAAAKOTH. And you can go ahead, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell and find out when we go live on all platforms. We record once a week. We record 2 episodes every time we record. So if you're listening right now on our live, hang tight, and we'll have Friday coming up. You can also send us an email at bwaaakoth@gmail.com. And, we will read your email, and you might not like the response to your email. And if you don't like that
think the response
don't take it to heart. It's, this is entertainment. At the end of the day, we're here to entertain people. So just don't take it to heart. And if you do, I'm sorry. I can't help you. In other news, BWAAA, that's 3 A's, KOTH.
3 A's, no waiting.
Wimitanye.
Is that it?
Yep.
So you just said Wimitanye and you're done?
Wimitanye.
Hey, we love you guys. Thank y'all for being here. Wimitanye indeed.
Indeed.
See you next time. This has been a Rogue Media Network production.